Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I am Sandy Williams. Up first, isolated in the sea, but it was earning big bucks. Known to many as Floyd's Pelican Bar, the landmark drew tourists and locals, turning water into opportunity. And after months of loss following Hurricane Melissa, that opportunity is now being rebuilt. Here's Deidre Thomas.
Picturesque, the ideal getaway for tourists and even locals. This was Pelican Bar, but the bar that once rose from the sea was swallowed by it as Hurricane Melissa tore through Jamaica. The only thing that didn't change was the route it takes to get there.
Not even one pole did not find out in the ocean because the sea was like 16 feet. And then it cover above it and absorb it, suck it out of the surface because the board and everything, so it just suck up the whole thing and take the whole thing away.
The loss is personal for Deneva Forbes. He is
unemployed now for 2 months. I do no job, I just have to spend from what I have to try to get it back together.
Built in 2001 as his own place to sleep and hang out, the bar, 1 mile offshore, quickly drew the curiosity of many. By 2002, it officially opened, evolving into a must-visit attraction. In 2004, it was destroyed during Hurricane Ivan and was rebuilt. Now, Mr. Forbes is in the same predicament.
You're looking at probably over $100 million because these boards were valuable more than a piece of tile. If you cut this piece of board here, it's valuable more than one tile. And it used to be like almost a quarter of an acre worth of occupation. And it used to be Parmex on the top, and all those are all expensive stuff.
But today, these pieces of log are more than just wood standing in water. They are marking the slow but determined rebuilding of one of Jamaica's most iconic locations. Having poured more than $3 million into rebuilding so far, he has salvaged the boards washed ashore, each carrying years of memory, and is now looking to reopen by the end of January. But the damage goes beyond the bar itself. He built an Airbnb which was set to open in December 2025, but Melissa shelved that plan.
I bought the land like almost for 20-odd million, and then as soon as I bought it last year, I put the structure same time on it. Well, to be honest, I'm not even focusing on that now, so I don't even know because this is the income that supply whatever I do.
Pelican Bar was also the bread and butter for many. With the bar off the grid, they have no income.
But the whole community, all the boats, like 50, 60 boats, they work by taking guests across because the community used to flock with tourists and people just get them. People call from all over and tell people, have friends that they tell that they're coming, so they prepare for them to take them across. Sometimes one boat make even 8-9 trips. I employ 14 persons, 7 each week.
Richie Crow is one of them. He's been employed as a chef and fisherman for 16 years.
I used to do fishing, but all the traps got total as well. Got mashed up in Melissa, so we don't have any other job to do. I'd say we could make like probably $15,000 every day when the fishing is good.
Now, with that vital income stream suddenly cut off, Mr. Forbes fears desperation could take root if recovery does not come quickly.
If any help can come to get something to strap it up faster, to help the community, because this place keep down crime rate on the southwest side of St. Louis more than anything else. We don't need police around here for crime rate to keep down. Everybody was holding overseas money, and someone will just get up in the morning, buy some gas, stay on the road, and before the end of the day they make hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I know if this don't get up and going soon, this place will turn on the wrong side.
Reporting from the Pelican Bar here in St. Elizabeth, I'm Deidre Thomas for TVJ News.
Barita Investment says it has received regulatory no objection as it moves ahead with its proposed acquisition of 100% of the issued share capital of JN Fund Managers Limited. Jamaica Fund Managers is the investment arm of the Jamaican National Group. The deal, which will see Barita controlling the investment business of the JN Group, is reportedly valued at approximately 4.2 billion Jamaican dollars. Director of Cornerstone Financial Holdings Limited and Chairman of Barita Investments Limited, Mark Myers, made the announcement on Tuesday. He thanked a number of stakeholders, including regulators, clients, and senior Cornerstone executives, including Paul Simpson and Jason Chamber, for their role in advancing the acquisition. The stock market, the JSE index advanced by 5,611 points, while the junior market index advanced by 44 points. The winners included West Indies Petroleum Terminal, 138 Student Living Jamaica Variable Preference Shares, Margaritaville Turks USD Shares, Jamaica Public Service 7%, and Jetcon Corporation. The losers include MFS Capital Partners, First Rock Real Estate Investments USD Shares, Proven Group, G West Corporation Ordinary Shares, and Jamaica Public Service 9.5%. 12 stocks traded firm. And in foreign exchange, trading ended with banks and cambios selling the US dollar for an average $159.32. The Canadian dollar is being sold for $114.08. The pound is going for $213.52, while the euro is selling for an average $185.69. And that's the business day. I am Sandy Williams. Good evening.